All right, Coach. Just wondering, do you have any kind of in-game adjustments or maybe lineup changes? Just considering you basically have to get 3 points every time you go out here the rest of the way. Anything change?
No. I wish we had some depth. I wish we had opportunities to do that. Hopefully, we'll get a couple of players back healthy, which could help us. But right now we have who we have.
How do you prevent the players from thinking about just what they pretty much have to overcome in the standings to make the conference tournament?
I think just the mentality we've had every game has been we've got to win. Now we just have to win. so it's kind of just down to that moment. And we played well on Sunday. I told him after the game on Friday. I said, look, we got to get basically 4 wins out of 5 games to make this even a realistic shot. And we played well on Friday, apart from giving up some mistakes. We outshot them, and so they had the mentality there. We just kind of put ourselves in a hole again, and couldn't dig out of it. So I hope that mentality keeps going forward. That just the will to win, the will to be better than the team you're facing. That competitiveness has to be there, no matter when we're still in it, or whatever happens. Do you know what I mean? You still got to play with a will to win, and I think that's what we're going to be focusing on.
Have you seen parts of your game that has improved from the beginning of the year?
Yeah, parts of it. I think we're just inconsistent. We can't have a performance like we had on Friday. Friday we had no desire and no heart to go forward, no desire to attack from every single player on the team. It wasn't that one person didn't show up. It was we didn't show up as a team, and that's when you're in a game that we're on the road and we need to win. That's tough to have. And then we bounced back and we had a lot better attacking performance. It wasn't still quite there, but it was at least kind of get back to where we were over the weekend. And then we had 2 weekend performances where we made defensive mistakes, we gave goals, but we were able to actually attack with more energy and excitement. And then we go back to playing the way we did this weekend again. So that's the frustrating part. And I told him after the game, I said, I can see so much better in each and every one of you than what you're performing, and that's the frustrating part as a coach, when you know that they're better than what they are, and they're not willing to either take care of their bodies, either get in the right mindset, whatever it is that takes them out of the game. That's the frustrating part.
Kind of building off that, there was sometimes on Sunday, but especially on Friday, where Sophia just looked isolated up top. Is that just due to how we line up, or is that, like you mentioned, with the lack of passion or willingness to attack?
Yeah, we couldn't do anything in the midfield. Whether it's how good the other team played and they took it out of us, it's hard to tell. But we couldn't. We weren't willing to move off the ball to create open opportunities to then get into the attacking third. Our outside backs weren't going forward. They would literally clear the ball, play the midfield, and then stand still. And then when you watch Sunday's game, now we're back in it again. The first 10, 15 minutes, both our outside backs are in the attacking half, and we're crossing the ball into the box, and I'm like, there we are again. So it's literally just a case of this is what we have to do day in and day out. That hurt us. We lost Danny Fonseca the second half. We lost her 15 minutes into the game, and she was never able to come back in. So we were down 3 starters on Friday. That doesn't help a team that's not deep at all be able to play. So hopefully we'll see how we get players back this Friday and see where we can go from.
Coach, in the last few weeks, you've been getting a lot more shots on net than you have been, but nothing's really starting to finish. Is that more due to attacking position, or are you just playing a lot of good goalkeepers recently?
I don't think it's as necessarily good goalkeepers. We're either hitting them at the goalkeeper or we're not hitting them on frame. It's kind of our MO. Some of it has to do with Danny being injured, playing injured basically all season. And Annabelle and Kelsey being freshmen, and Mel still settling for shots too far away. And Sophia obviously struggling at the start of the year. The good thing is now we're actually getting if we were at this point at the beginning of the conference and we were getting the shots and creating the opportunities, it'd be a whole different ballgame where we are now. But we're not. That's also the problem when you come in and you have basically a brand new team.
How do you guys kind of handle this difficult travel stretch that you have here close out home game Friday afternoon, and you head out to Minnesota within a day and a half, and then another spot in Minnesota 2 days after that.
Yeah, good news is we're going to stay out. Our athletic director's kind of given us the opportunity to stay, so we're taking 8 less hours in travel time by staying out on the road. So that hopefully will help us be more ready for Tuesday. Sundays, that's a tough that's a conference decision that they make, that we have this weird split. I guess the good side is Duluth is playing Mary in Bismarck on Friday, and we're playing St. Cloud here on Friday. So we both have to get on a bus, even though we're an hour and a half from each other to start off with, and drive 8.5 hours to play each other. So that's kind of that equal type thing. Obviously, it's not great. And then obviously we'll drive back 4 hours. We'll stay in Grand Forks. We'll train there on Monday and then play on Tuesday. So hopefully that's better. I think the biggest thing is for us is we got to play on grass again. And it seems like right now that's our Achilles heel, is we just can't play well on grass. We've had, the games we've had on grass, we haven't played well on, and so, we've tried to do things there. We've tried to go train on grass. We've tried to change things up. I don't know if it's just psyche of playing on grass or what it is, but that's my more concern for the Tuesday game, is we're going to probably be on grass again.
Is there a different style of play that comes by playing on grass?
No, it's a different. Obviously, it's a different surface. A couple of our girls, who have injuries, the uneven surface really doesn't help, and so that rules them out pretty quick normally. And then I think if it's like Friday's field was a little moist, so it's a little muddy, so it's slick. You lose your traction, and it's not like turf where you grip and you can turn, and that kind of changes the game. But my also thing is, you're a college soccer player. You've grown your whole life up in the Northwest, where most everybody are playing on grass. You got to be able to do it. So, so that's an issue. Playing on the road, haven't won a game on the road. We've changed things up, quite a few times to try and figure something out to help them deal with that. It hasn't worked yet, so we're gonna try and change something else again for this weekend in the way we kind of prepare for that Sunday game. So we'll see if that'll make a difference.